Hey everybody, it's Amy Graham, the Badass Valkyrie, and today is Tuesday, June 30th. So this is the Finding 52 focus for the week, but I decided to wait a day because I just hit my 100th mile for the month. Woohoo! It has been a trek, to say the least, to show you. The reason I waited is because I was going to film this on my run as I hit 100 miles. And of course, it rained. You can tell by my hair, it's awful. But, put it this way. As you can tell there, June 30th, 100.2 miles. And then this was, I did not have this before. So the Platinum 100 miles in a month, in June. It says June 1st, but I'm like, no, June 30th is when I hit it. So anyway, very excited. So that makes me very happy. Goodness, where to start? This has been a very hard month, an extremely hard month. I have gone through a lot, as you all know, with the house and everything. But last Thursday, I was getting so much better about my pace and everything. And at the bottom of my block, there's a spot where it's like a rounded curve, and I sprint. I do what I call gap sprints. So every time there's a street that I cross the street, or that I cross a driveway that goes into like a business or a church or someplace like that. Not like everybody's driveway, because that'd be crazy. But the major driveways, I sprint those. And the only time I don't or the only other time that I sprint is at the bottom of this curve, which is about a quarter mile, not even a quarter. It's like 0.15 miles from my house. And it's the last sprint I do. And then I just cool down walking to my house. Well, I did that sprint on Thursday, and pain shot through my calf. And I'm like, oh crap. Several years back, probably 7 years back, when I first started running, I ripped my gastrocnemius, which is the muscle that connects to your Achilles tendon. I ripped that. It was not fun at all. And but I knew the pain. I just knew that I had not ripped it. And what's funny is when you rip that, it's easier to walk in high heels than it is to walk flat. And because I couldn't get my heel up into like a high heel position, like standing on my tiptoes, I knew that I had not ripped it, because that was the only way that I could even walk. And so it was very funny, because like I was literally going to the gym. I know. Amy, you should have been resting. There's a whole point to this story. But I would go to the gym in these wedge heels and do my workouts in wedge heels, because I was lifting and stuff at the same time. I must have looked ridiculous, but I didn't care, because I was like, I have a tournament. Sorry, people. So, my physical therapist at the time, she's like, I would like to tell you not to run, but obviously that's not going to happen. And I'm like, that's true. I like to do what I need to do. And today, all of that came through my head because today was the first day that I was like, oh, it's starting to feel better. Now, I took all weekend. I had it elevated. I had it iced. I had ibuprofen. I had the cooling gels, everything. I went through the last tube I didn't use the entire tube, but I finished off the last tube of Voltaren gel that I had from my last tournament. It's gone. But it was worth it because the entire weekend, starting from Thursday on, I had my leg up about 12 hours a day. I would rotate, I would get up and do things, and then I would ice it, doing the whole rice thing like I'm supposed to. And I was like, oh, today it feels pretty good. And my pace was back down. For a runner, to have your pace go to 24 minutes when you're used to like 15 minutes for a mile, and you're like, what? 24 minutes? Are you crazy? And there are people out there that are like, 15 minutes for a mile? I do it in like 6. And I'm like, not me. Not me. So I can even walk. I can just do a walking pace, 15-minute mile. But I'm a very slow-paced runner. Slow and steady wins the race. Well, today I was like, I can do that. I can get my pace back down, because I'm like, this last week, it's killed me, because I'm like, really? It's going to knock my pace for the whole month. The 1 month that I do 100 miles, let's just see what it did. Do 100 miles, and it puts my pace, knocks it down, 17.1 minutes for a mile on my average. My average last month was under 6. I think it was like 16:01. So it added a whole minute to my average. Who the hell gives a shit? There are people out there right now going, can you just get to the focus? The focus this month or this week is recovery. Because I have a very hard time with that. And not just recovery from an injury or letting yourself rest. One of the hardest things for me to have learned, and obviously I'm still learning that, is that rest and recovery is part of your training. You have to give your body time to recover. You have to give your mind time to recover. You have to give your soul time to recover. And this past 6 months in 2020 has been crazy. It's something none of us expected. And none of us, I would venture to bet none of us have known how to deal with. And it has wreaked havoc on our finances, our employment, our world. And things are starting, and I mean just like baby steps starting to recover. But I'm one of those people that's like, we're going to put ourselves right back where we were. With, reopening and all of that, and then everything shutting down. And I'm not just talking about COVID. There's a lot of chaos and unhappiness and strife and in the world. And I was sitting there trying to go through my goals and all of that, and, didn't do that. because of simplest goal in the world for me. Just get back on your bike. Ride it to the end of the road. Ride it back. Get back on your bike. Because I pushed myself too hard and pulled a muscle and couldn't. I'm like, there's still that part of me in my head going, you could still do it before midnight tonight. And I may. But I'm like, seriously? I didn't get back on my bike. And I made it the simplest way to do it. Just get on it. You don't have to ride a mile. Just get on it. So, I mean, technically, I could go out to the garage, sit my butt on it, and I'm on my bike. But that's not really what I meant. But I'm trying to recover through all of this, through the roof, through the swamp cooler, through the flooring, through getting a loan, through which we did. Thank you, Fates, everybody. We now have, we get our new roof Thursday. So very excited about that. Then once we get the roof done, then we get somebody in to bid on doing the floors, and then we do a fence. So I've decided that I would rather have the new floor before the fence because, yeah, I really want a new floor badly. But mentally, physically, it's been a rough month. It's been a rough 6 months. But mentally, it has kind of wreaked havoc with me. I took tomorrow and Thursday off. I have Friday off for 4th July. So that gives me a 5-day weekend. And I want to relax. I want to have fun. My new game got released yesterday. And it's funny, I was realizing that, one, that was the only thing that kept me on the couch because I was watching streamers on Twitch and on YouTube play the game because it wasn't out yet. 7 Days to Die, which is the game that I play and love a lot. They released it to like 170 streamers, gamer streamers. And so you could watch different ones. And I watched Grand Spartan and Jonah Birch, who are great 7 Days to Die streamers. And pretty much did that the entire time because just watching the new game. And I'm like, so much fun. And literally sat on my ass for 8 hours at a time just to watch this whole thing. I was up and down doing stuff while I was watching it on TV because I streamed it to my television, but because I was on the couch most of the time, but getting up and doing things. But that's what kept me down. And then yesterday I got to play it last night and it was so much fun. And I realized that it was the first thing that I had really, really looked forward to and had anticipation building up to, because everything else, I don't know when it's going to happen. I don't know if it's going to happen. I don't know if I'm going to get to go to a camping event with the SCA this year. I don't know if I'm going to get to go and travel at all this year. I don't know if I'm going to get to go up to Boise and see my friends. I don't know what's going to happen at all. And that has taken a lot of the joy out of things for me because I don't even know when I'm going back to work in my office. And not that I am in a rush to do that. I am very thankful that I've gotten the time to be home with Greg and with Saki, who's doing okay. And the Hellions. Tears Gotcha Day was yesterday. We got him 2 years ago. Heimdall's Gotcha Day is Friday, and we got him 5 years ago. So, it's a little bit of celebration. Not that they give a crap. They're like, why are you waking me up, mama? But that was the only thing that I had to look forward to, like having anticipation building. And I'm like, I don't have anything to anticipate for the rest of the year. I'm like, that seems so weird. And it has affected my mind, my soul, my body, everything. And I'm just like, you know, I'm trying to plan events for the office, for my work. And I'm like, I don't know if they're even going to happen. You know, it's, the unknown, quite frankly, pisses me off. I'm just like, can I just have something? You know, Greg and I had hoped that maybe, you know, by Christmas, we might have been able to, you know, go out of town or go to Costa Rica for Christmas, you know, something. You know, at that point in time, everything might have been better, but I don't think it's going to be. So, I mean, I did get to finally meet my baby nephew, Damari, and he is, oh my gosh, so beautiful. So beautiful. And if you guys follow me on Instagram, you saw pictures of him. He is adorable. And I'm also like, okay, the first Christmas having him there, oh my gosh, Auntie Amy is going to spoil him so much. But I who knows? Who knows what's going to happen? You know, Christmas is usually a big thing. And now I'm just like, I don't even know what to look forward to. So I'm just trying to let my brain relax and recover along with my legs from this month of 100 miles. Can't believe I did it. Still, I'm very proud of myself. I know that might seem boastery, whatever that word is. I don't care. I did it, dang it. And it's the longest, or it's the most miles I've ever done, ever, in a month. The height of my training in like 2015, I did 91 miles. I did 100.2 miles today, or this month. And nothing is technically broken. Strained, not broken. So, I was thinking about this on my run, going, well, really a walk. It was not a run. That July is going to be my wabi-sabi month, where everything is kind of beautifully broken, including me. So I'm just going to take the month to recover. I am not going to give myself a mile goal. It is just to do something every day. I don't want to break my streak. Today was day 70 of running every day. So I don't want to, well, I use that term loosely since this past week has been pretty much hobbling along like, you know, Igor. But I don't want to break that streak. So I will do something. I'm not going to put you're going to do 75 miles kind of thing. And I'm just going to see where my body sits. I'm going to try to find some joy again in other things. But that has been super hard. And I'm just going to try to let my mind recover. And just be. And I didn't think that, you know, in my last video, I said, you know, I have highs and lows and highs and lows. I would have expected today to be a high, but I'm also like, this is exciting. So even in the course of a day, I can run the gamut, you know. So I never thought as an extreme extrovert that I would be like this. I mean, I find myself not wanting to talk to people, not wanting to do much of anything outside the house. I find myself not enjoying hardly anything. When I was doing my planning, I'm like, this is fun, I guess. You know, I set up everything. I did really have a good time setting up my One Book July wallet. And that was awesome. And I've used it a couple of times when I've been out grocery shopping, and I'm like, I love this. And so that gives me a little bit, but then there's just, I don't know. There's no like sparkly, tensiony excitement going on because there's nothing to look forward to. Nothing, there's no tournaments, there's no fighting, there's no events, there's no nothing. Because everything is like, we're going to do it in 2021. And I'm like, oh, you know? So I'm trying to just be and recover and let my brain, my everything recover. And then after the roof and the floor and the fence, then we'll have to financially recover. But that is what this week's focus is just to try to recover. You know, I had you look back on the last 6 months and do some reflection, and I did. I mean, I definitely did do that. And there's some good things. But this past couple of days when I've been trying to do my 13 things that were good in the month, and I'm like, especially this month. Oh my gosh. Oh, I also, the same day, no, this was Wednesday. Can't even hardly get it out of my mouth. I went out for lunch because Greg had said he was going to pick up a pizza, and he was at work. And I'm like, oh, that sounds really good. I'm going to go get a pizza. Picked up a pizza for lunch. And I had just slipped on my flip-flops. I was in a turning lane in my brand new car. It's not even a month old. And my flip-flop got caught between the gas pedal and the brake pedal. And thankfully I was stopped, but I was trying to get my foot out, and I rolled into the truck in front of me. He had a Ford F-150 pickup, and he was catacornered, so because he was getting ready to turn. Had he not been catacornered, had he been flat on forward, nothing would have happened. But because I hit him at an angle, I dented his bumper, and thankfully, there was nobody hurt, nothing like that. There was just a little dent in his bumper and an imprint of his bumper on my bumper. So the Bavmobile is not perfect anymore. Thank you, June. You're thankfully done in however many, less than 24 hours. So I hope June is a recovery month, and the second half of this year gets better. Please let it get better. Let us find something that we can look forward to, and let us all, the world, recover from all of this. But I hit 100 miles. So, I'm doing my best, y'all. I promise. It has, in the 24 minutes of this video, it's still a struggle. I'm like, oh my gosh. I've gone from like being super excited to wanting to cry, and I'm like, I don't know. recovery. Just try, let your brain rest, your soul rest, not like rest, just recovery rest, and let your body rest. That's the focus for this week. And if y'all have suggestions about, oh, there is something I am actually looking forward to. I was like, if y'all have something that is coming up that is kind of exciting, you know, that I can start to look forward to, let me know down below. Hamilton, July 3rd on Disney+. That's going to make my day. A lot. I'm like, Alexander Hamilton! I will be watching that nonstop, most likely, for the entire weekend. Just so y'all know. Anyway, I have rambled and whined and complained and tried to be helpful. All in the span of 26 minutes. So, I'm going to have some more coffee in my beautiful mug from Sublime Pottery, which I love, and get back to work. So, I hope you guys have a good week, and I will talk to you soon. Bye.